Yes. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Just quickly switched on the laptop charger. But yes, okay. So welcome back to another live, right? So for those of you who are new here, we do live Nifty and Bank Nifty market analysis on daily basis every day at 3:45 p.m. as soon as the market has ended, right? So the whole idea about this is to understand on what happened today in the market of Nifty and Bank Nifty, as well as try and predict tomorrow's market, right? So yes, and for those of you who do tune in on daily basis, welcome back, and we shall quickly begin, right? Right before that, a quick disclaimer: we do not provide any uh, tips or any calls. This is purely for educational purpose. And yes, make sure you consult your financial advisor, right? So there's also a small sliding bar like thing which would tell you the same thing. So yes, so diving into today's analysis. So yes, before we do that, you can always comment in if you took any trades and also expiry. I think relatively a little boring expiry if I'm not wrong, but yes, you can make sure you put it in the comments below. But usually expiries are very exciting. I don't know. We'll check out the markets as well, right? We don't know how it exactly moved. So yes, I think today we shall start with Bank Nifty again. We suddenly started with Bank Nifty now on daily basis, which is good, right? So just going into the market replay. So we see gainers 90, losers 91, which gives us a very sideways market, right? So that's what I'm expecting it directly to be as well. So yes, let me just, is it Bank Nifty? Yes, Bank Nifty, you can see PCR of zero point 0.9, which again shows us a sideways movement. Everything, so I'm guessing it should be sideways today, right? So if you just look at it, yes, since morning, okay, we saw, I'm not sure if this was a gap up. We should for sure check. But I think the trend line which we had done in yesterday's analysis surely would have broken, right? So as soon as that trend line was broken, I'm assuming everyone did expect 42,200 not to be broken anymore. So yes, continuing, I think, sorry, 42,000 not to be broken, right? Yeah, we are around 42,000. So yeah, as you can see here, very sideways. We saw a good uptrend in the morning, but after that, markets very just choppy, right? I'm assuming also it to be moving right with the VWAP, right? So I'm guessing there shouldn't have been a lot of movement uh, around the VWAP as well. So usually, okay, here we see the day low being broken of Bank Nifty. Very interesting. So 42,181 was broken as well, right? So okay, so towards 12:45 one again, right? So as we saw from previous days analysis as well. So around, let's say for example, 12:30 to 1:30 is a good time to stay around the market as we are seeing very big moves around this time. So yeah, Bank Nifty, okay, nice. So it did move towards the low twice, broke it twice. So this was a false breakout here, as you can see, because right after that we did move up as well, right? So we can see a good V to W shape recovery of this, which is so as soon as you see something like this, right? Okay, we'll analyze this in the charts directly because this is a very interesting thing I would like to tell you about. So this is on 2 p.m. Okay, good. So quickly going into the charts of trading view, just go. Bank Nifty futures is what we are currently seeing. And let me just check. Yes. Okay. So, okay. I think why there's a difference is because we were seeing it in 1 minute in the market replay, and this is the 5 minute charts, right? I'll show you that very example in the 1 minute chart as well. So, yes. So, as we had seen yesterday, this was the trend line. We saw it moving again. So, this was the resistance it was taking. I think it took twice or thrice here, and we expected it to break 42,000, right? So as soon as you saw the trend line being broken and we saw the second very big green candle forming at 920, we should have realized that, okay, 42,000 will be very hard to be broken today, and it did not break, right? So 42,000 sell today would be a very good trade based on our analysis from yesterday and looking at the markets today as well, right? So yeah, so I think like how the trend line has acted as a resistance now for today's market, it would have acted as a support as well. As here around 10:35, you can see a doji candle being formed, almost a doji, right? Very small one. So yeah, almost a doji, and again it taking support at 110 right here. So there's twice support taken from the trend line as well. That was not expected at all. But yeah, so we saw the market very choppy movement. We see it move very sideways around the VWAP as we saw in the market replay itself. This place is somewhere I would like to talk about. I'll quickly shift it to 1 minute. But yes, as you can see, sideways overall, 42,500 breaking above would be a good buy. 42,200, 42,000 would be a good sell, right? So that's when I would consider the market to be particularly bearish or bullish. So yes, trend line, as you can see, it was maintained twice, but then I'm not expecting more of it as of tomorrow at least. So it did end up around VWAP. Just let me quickly go to the 1 minute time frame. Here is where, yes. So whenever one thing you can notice in the market is, yes, this, right? So whenever we see a sideways movement and a good downfall, and here when a range, supply range or any range is being formed, right, we can expect the market, at least for that particular day, to not come back to this range. Let me just quickly mark it here. So yes, when something like this is formed right after the downfall here, wait, let me just make that as well. So this is, yes. So right after this being formed, we see a big drop off, right? We see a good bear run here, and we see a small consolidation happening after the um, bear run has happened. So when this is formed and the market moves out of it and returns back to this position, the market is highly unlikely to go back to the, it can, right? So it can, but then the chances are very less of it going back to this levels again during the day, right? So that is one thing you can always keep in mind. And as of today also, it never went back to that levels again, right? So you need to, this is one thing I have seen in the markets, which is so you can test it out yourself as well next time, right? So this is something I identified directly while I was seeing the market replay. And yeah, switching to 1 minute helped a lot because you can see it being done beautifully. So if there's a supply informed here, and there's and if so, this can happen both ways. Even if this was inverted, let's say the market moved up and it consolidated here and it went back down to this range, right? So this so that time you can expect the market to not go back to that consolidated range again. So at least most of the time, right? So yes, that is one good observation. But yeah, I'm still same. It looks like a very sideways market. So I expected 42,000 to be broken today. But then as soon as this trend line was broken right in the morning itself, 42,000 breaking was a long shot. But yes, according to our analysis, the 42,000 what we have marked here and 42,500 as our continues to act as a resistance and support, right? So yes, so 42,000 would be a good sell today. If anyone did take it, let me know. I know selling is a little boring and most of you do buying, but yes, let me know in the comment. Again, okay. So quickly going to Nifty, right? We'll just watch the Nifty replay. Okay, so Nifty ended at 17,625. Okay, interesting. So yes, gainers 99 and losers 91, right, of Nifty. Uh, so Nifty had a little more gainers than Nifty just by 9, but again, similar to the side. Okay, Nifty, as you can see here, 0.69, a little more bearish uh, sentiments showed in PCR. But yes, let's compare it with yesterday's as well. Quickly, let me just see the charts since morning. Yes. So, okay, similar very big candles in the beginning of the market opening, similar to Bank Nifty. I'm assuming a good consolidation, and according to our PCR, it has to move lower, right? So it's still at the zero point 0.7 level. So yes, we can see, okay, the day low was broken as well, 17,661 was broken at around, what time is this? 10:27, right? So so Nifty seems to be a lot more bearish according to the market replay at least. But yes, let's see. So I think the next movement would be again similarly around 1 p.m. So here, as you can see, should have continued to move around VWAP itself. There's no very big movement, right? So that's why I'm not seeing other expiries. Today's expiry was a little on the lower exciting side, right? But that's not a bad thing either. You can always make money in such markets also. So I think option sellers would have made a good amount if the levels were respected, as most of the supporter resistance were not broken as well. And we quickly checked what we had analyzed yesterday as well, right? So I think yesterday's charts also we had expected a very sideways movement itself. But yes, let's see. Okay, so this was the overview, right? We saw a big opening today. I think uh, we have to check if it was a gap up or gap down. But yes, after that we saw it completely covering it up and then ended up breaking the day low as well. And then it was sideways for some time, moved a little more lower, sideways, and then back up, right? So yes, let me just quickly go to the trading view chart. Nifty futures. Yes. So those of you who have been watching the stream since beginning, we know that we have shifted from the spot charts to future charts now, because one thing is I like seeing VWAP as well. VWAP forms as a good indicator for me. So I take it as a bias, right? So I know that, okay, if it is below the VWAP, I'm in a downwards bias. If it's above, I'm in an upward bias as well. And if it's very away from the VWAP, I am expecting a reversal, right? So that is why VWAP is. So yeah, it is making very small lower lows, right? As you can see here. So this 70,642 was a low which it broke, and then created another low at 70,621, and another one today at 70,611, right? So around 10-20 points lower on daily basis. It's how Nifty is currently moving, as you can see on the longer run here. But again, sideways to uh, low itself, right? So yeah, we saw it moving around PCR itself. We saw the, okay, so this, yes, so this is a gap up opening, which it completely took care of around 10:30 itself. And then after that, very sideways, right? We did not see any big crazy movements, at least. Yes. So I think we'll just use the option chain quickly to know where it was highly sold, right? So to get to know a support or resistance zone, if any. So yeah, this is Bank Nifty. Let me just change it to Nifty. So yeah, Nifty today, 17,650, 1.1 crore, 17,798.7, and 17,800. So these are very close by levels, right? So the resistance I feel isn't very solid, at least because if it does go on top, I don't think anyone knows how up it would go, right? So here on the support side, at least if you see 95 lakh at 17,500, which is a very good support because you see a lot of sellers here. That means a lot are confident, right? So let's just check out 17,500 and 17,650 and 700, right? 17, 1 second. Okay, yes. So now 17,500, okay, a very low level, right? I think again 17,500. If you had checked the option chain in the morning, it would have been a very good sell. As let me just put a mark here, right? 7,500. Yes. And for those of you who want, I think it's a good level for next week as well because the market is much more above it, right? So this would be a good level. Yes. So this support is a very good support, and as of now, we see Nifty a little more bearish because of PCR, but again, market I think it's in a sideways to downish, right? Not very downish as well in order that it will break 17,500. But if it does, I would be very bearish on the market. So 17,500 and 42,000 in Bank Nifty. If both of these are broken, I would take a lot more, what do you call, puts, right? I would buy a lot more puts based on that. And I think 17,600, 700 were the levels on top. So as per charts, at least I'm looking at. So again, so there were many sellers around the same level, right? So that means not a lot are confident on the resistance levels. But yeah, again, let's just at least according to the charts here, you can see 17,000. Uh, this can be around one level, and also I think the previous day, I think before even this level, this would be a good level for it to break out from. Again, that's why we do not know the exact resistance that Nifty is looking at, unlike Bank Nifty, where we had two what do you call support and resistance it was maintaining. But yes, these are the at least we have a good support zone where we know okay 17,500 is good, and I think next week for tomorrow's we would get to know clearly on where a lot of sellers are selling for the weekly expiry, right? So that with that we will get to know a good resistance. But yes, I'm expecting so Nifty a little more bearish, Bank Nifty a little more sideways. Let's just save this and look at the PCR of Nifty as well to get a better idea. So yes, PCR, right? So today, okay, just Nifty. Point 0.7 it was today, and let's just check history data 19th. 0.6, right? 0.6 to 0.7, again, not a huge difference where it is going to tell us a lot, but it is on the sideways to bearish side Nifty, whereas Bank Nifty much more in a sideways trend, right? So yes, yes, so that is the analysis for this week. Markets have been sideways, expiry a little low on energy is what I felt as of today. But yes, also you can let me know if you took any trades or if you guys are expecting any breakout of any levels in the coming expiry. And I think the coming week as well, there are going to be a lot of stock results that are coming in, which can affect the market because obviously the indices are all based on its own constituents, right? So yes, that was the analysis for today, and thank you for joining in. And as usual, you can put in comments below on where you think the market will be headed tomorrow. Will it be upwards? Will it be bearish? Or will it continue to be sideways, right? So, yes, that's it. And thank you. Make sure you join in tomorrow and let's see how our analysis has worked out.